Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. I hope you're doing well today wherever you are, and thank you for being here. What are you doing today? What's on your agenda? This is, I don't know when you're watching this, but it's still pandemic time all around the world, and lots of people are deciding to stay inside and, just do the best they can. I know we all started off wanting to conquer the world, learn a new language, finish the book, clean the house, all those things. But now we're kind of in a groove. We're adapting to our new normal. And, what are the kinds of things you're keeping occupied with? I wanted to talk to you today about new skills you can learn from home, because I have kind of like you gone through all the phases that I just talked about, and I didn't learn French or German, and I haven't written the book yet, but maybe I'll write that soon. But it's all on the agenda. But there's an article that I wanted to refer to you by. It's by Elise Christian, and she wrote this article: 5 skills that you can learn from home. Now, you may be tired of people telling you to get on a Zoom call or join a new group or whatever, but I'm just going to throw these out there because I think in our heart of hearts, we're happiest when we're creative, when we're busy, when we're doing things that we can look at and say we created that, or share it with our grandchildren or share it with our children, and just have fun. I mean, this is a new day. Let's start over and think of some new things to do. Now, you got to keep calm, keep busy, and have fun. Remember that? Remember having fun? I mean, I think that we can either just pull ourselves down into the depths of depression and despair about what's not happening for us, and then on the other hand, say, hey, let's have some fun here. And some of it's alone. It's things you can do by yourself, but there's a lot going on in the world too that you can join. And maybe that's one of the shining lights that will come from this, one of the wonderful outcomes of our time home alone. So let's think about the big things. I mean, there's like gardening, of course, and music and drawing and painting and quilting and knitting, all those things, of course. But there are some other things that maybe you haven't thought about. Now, I certainly hadn't thought about learning to bake. This wasn't one that I had ever put on my agenda, but I know a lot of women love to cook, and this is a time to learn how to bake, not just how to make stuff like bread and scones. I perfected those arts, no problem, but try something a bit different. And in Elise's article, she talks about some companies and places, no affiliation with us at all, just ones she knows about that offer really cool things. One called the Bread Ahead Bakery. And it's a free live thing on Instagram. You can take online courses and learn how to make all kinds of new breads. Now, when I was just in the UK recently, I was in Edinburgh, and there were sourdough bread shops everywhere. Now, sourdough is actually quite delicious and really hard to find usually, but now it's become a thing, and as things do become things. And anyway, it's a really nice one thing to maybe go and learn. So that's the Bread Ahead Bakery. And Udemy, which is, as you know, it's an online website for learning everything from psychology to, biochemistry to baking, has courses on how to make artisan breads. I thought that was kind of cool, actually. I thought that, I made the scones. I found the yeast finally and was able to bake, but sourdough, I might have a go with that. So are you cooking anything unusual? Have you found an online? And by the way, throughout this whole conversation, if you've found a website, or you have a website or a blog that is teaching people how to do something during this time, let's put it out there. I don't mind at all. Let's promote each other a bit today. And if you know people that are doing cool things, share. We need to share. The second thing, and this is a really funny one actually, is to learn how to cut your hair. Now, I never did dare do that because my hair is just so thin. It would probably look ridiculous if I tried to do anything. But there are some courses online that you can learn how to cut your hair. And she actually has one called, is it rest.less.co.uk? Restless, but it's, hang on, there's not a dot. It's restless, restless.co.uk. And that's got easy to follow instructions on how to cut your hair. Now, I think this is great for people who've got very long hair and you can just go snip, snip. But if you've got short hair, it might be a little bit, maybe focus on something else you can learn, like how to color your hair. I was going to take a course on how to dye my hair pink. I've actually got some paint dyes. I'll play with that later. They're just like the ones you comb through. I should have brought them so I could show you. Anyway, but if you don't want to cut your own hair, but maybe you've got children or grandchildren whose hair you want to learn how to cut. It is actually pretty easy. My son and his wife, they cut their own hair all the time. Or she cuts his hair and he cuts hers. I don't know how that works. But anyway, they are on a mission to save money with hair cutting and also learn how to do it in these kinds of situations. The next one is now I know that you're going to say, oh, we know this one, but learn how to draw or paint. Okay, now I say this because I think when you're older, you don't really care whether you're going to become the great artist anymore. Like, it's not a pressure that you put on yourself. You just want to have pretty colors, shadows, dark and light, and just have fun with it. And there are some programs on YouTube and also on Instagram and other places where you can join communities where you can have like a painting day, or you can just know how to use watercolors. How to use gouache. Is it gouache? I've got some gouache paints I bought. I love them. I think I showed my little pictures in another video. But there's one called Draw Space, DRAW space, Draw Space. Get started with drawing course. I think it's that actually isn't free, but they're usually under $20. And think about what you would have spent in the past on a movie or going out somewhere. You can learn this from home. There's also a free how to prepare a drawing journey, I think, on that website, Draw Space, as well. So there's free things you can look up. Just type it in, free classes on how to draw. You'll find all kinds of things. They may be promoting an ad or do something to earn their money to do this work. The thing about blogging is that it appears to be free, but the person is giving a lot of their time to make stuff for you, and it's kind of usually an ad or something that helps them to make money. But drawing is a really, really big one. Another one is to learn gardening skills. Now you might say, okay, Margaret, that's great if you have a garden. And I know I don't have a garden, but there are things you can do. There are things like herbs or herbs in pots. If you've got a little balcony, even a small balcony or a ledge, you can get those little containers that you can hook over the side. You can make your own parsley and thyme and rosemary and lavender. Not only do they help make you feel good that you're growing something, but you can actually use them as well. But there's another one called Vertical Veg website that Elise talks about, which is how to grow plants in containers in small spaces. We've actually put several articles on 60andMe as well, and probably lots on our video on this channel, YouTube channel. But another reminder, by the way, is to subscribe to our channel, please, because I need you to do that for me, subscribe, and then ring the notification bell. That allows me to tell you when a new video is launched. But there's lots of them on gardening, things you can do at home. But that's Vertical Veg is a good one. The Royal Horticultural Society in the UK, I believe it is, has free information too on how to grow and maintain plants. And you can actually take a certification class on gardening if that's something that you have been passionate about all your life and want to do. And of course, my favorite too is learn a new language. That doesn't mean learn fluently every subtlety of a new language. But I've been listening to France 24, which is a news channel that I listen to because it's kind of a balanced view of what's happening in the world, france24.com. And they have amazing opportunities to learn French because they interview a lot of people in Paris and they put the subtitles up, but I can listen and start to understand. And I found that is a really cool way to learn a part of a language, or at least boost your memory and give you some discipline. While you're reading news, you're not just focused on the heavy news, you're actually listening to others around the world in a different language speaking and then interpreting. So you can also download an app called Duolingo. Duolingo is fabulous. It's free. I don't know how they do it. I don't know who sponsors them, but they are maybe just the language the different countries, but they have an amazing website, Duolingo, L-I-N-G-O, Duolingo. It's great. I've used it many, many times. I never get past the first few lessons because I'm just not motivated enough. That's my problem, hopefully not yours, but that's a great one to remember. And the research that Elise mentions is that if you do Duolingo for 34 hours, which isn't too long, it's just like a month if you do an hour a day, it's like taking a semester of language. It's that good and comprehensive. So that's Duolingo. I think that's basically the 5 or so ideas that Elise has. I wonder whether these are any that you've discovered. Have you discovered any things that you've learned at home? Not necessarily even during the COVID pandemic, like just in general, that you have picked up in your 50s and 60s, 70s and enjoy doing? Quilting maybe, or knitting at a different level than like I do, straight knitting. But maybe you can just share with us that. And tell us where you've gone, where you go to get this support, if it's free or if there's a charge. But just tell us the kind of sites that you go to learn new skills while you're at home. And when all this is over with the pandemic, you'll be able to take those wonderful newly learned skills into the world and teach others and just enjoy this beautiful life that we've been given. So thanks, Elise, for the article. Check it out. I'll leave the link below, these 5 skills that you can learn at home while you're there isolating and taking it easy. And I love your support and your feedback. So take very good care, everybody. Have a really wonderful day, doing whatever you want to do to learn and have fun at home. And we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye for now.